This is not breaking news. This is not a scandal. This is not about one person. What we're witnessing right now is something far more dangerous, a quiet, slow-motion collapse, a systemic failure that's been creeping under the surface for years, unnoticed by most, until now. It's happening right in front of us, in a place where trust should be sacred, the very institution supposed to protect workers. But what happens when that institution, the Department of Labor, no longer represents the people it was designed to defend? What happens when it turns into something else entirely? Let's pause and think about that for a moment. But this isn't an isolated story or a one-time scandal. No, this is about something much bigger, something that could change the very fabric of how we experience governance. Stay with me. This is just the beginning. We need to stop pretending this is about one person. It's not about Lori Chavez Dar, or any individual for that matter. The real story, it's the system that controls everything now. At the heart of the Department of Labor and many others like it, something crucial has been replaced: accountability. The mechanisms that once held our institutions in check have been dismantled piece by piece, leaving a void filled with nothing. Now, power is concentrated not in the hands of the people's representatives, but in the hands of the powerful few who operate in the shadows. People who have no interest in serving you, people who don't care about your wages, your working conditions, your future. And here's the kicker. This isn't some accidental flaw in the system. This is by design. It's the way things have been allowed to shift unnoticed until now. The system is no longer about workers. It's about power, control, and maintaining the illusion of functioning. But the truth is much darker, and we're just scratching the surface. It's hard to notice when something changes slowly. In fact, that's what makes it so dangerous. Take a moment to think back. Not too long ago, the Department of Labor stood as a pillar, a stronghold for workers. It was supposed to defend your rights, ensure fair wages, protect your dignity on the job. But that was before things started to shift in ways that were so gradual, so quiet. We didn't see the cracks forming. It wasn't a loud, chaotic collapse. It was subtle, one small compromise at a time. Now, what do we have? A Department of Labor that's more focused on extravagant trips, power plays, and fraudulent justifications than on the issues workers face every single day. A once sturdy institution has been hollowed out. This is the silent shift, the erosion of what was meant to protect us. And it's been happening for years, unnoticed by most. But now, that shift is impossible to ignore. The question is, how much further can it go before it all comes crashing down? Let's pause. Take a look at what's happening right now. A bombshell report has dropped. Lori Chavez Dar, once the face of the Department of Labor, is at the center of a scandal involving lavish trips, allegations of inappropriate relationships, and questionable conduct. But this isn't the real story. This is just a symptom of a much deeper issue at play. The department, an institution that should be focused on workers' rights, is consumed by scandal. And what's the response? Denial, dismissal, a half-hearted investigation led by someone with a checkered past of his own. What does that tell us? That the system isn't designed to fix itself. And while this particular scandal makes headlines, it's a tiny fraction of the much larger problem we're facing, one that continues to affect millions of workers every single day. But we're only scratching the surface. The deeper the investigation goes, the more unsettling the truth becomes. So what happens next? Now, let's pull back the curtain. It's time to understand how this system really works and who's truly benefiting from it. The truth is simple. The Department of Labor no longer serves the workers. It serves the few at the top, the ones who control the levers of power. And they're not concerned with the truth, with justice, or with protecting anyone. What's happening behind the scenes is a well-oiled machine of manipulation. Fraudulent trips? Not an accident. It's a perk for the powerful. Inappropriate relationships? Not isolated events, just another way to blur the lines, to keep the system functioning for those who benefit from it. And who bears the cost? Workers, the very people the department was supposed to serve. They're left to suffer while those in power continue to indulge in their luxuries, unchallenged and unchecked. The mechanism is simple. Those at the top take everything. Those at the bottom get nothing. But here's the kicker. This system isn't an accident. It's deliberate, and it's working. The clock is ticking. Another scandal breaks, and this one hits harder. Lori Chavez-Dar's top aides are placed on leave, accused of aiding and abetting fraudulent trips. Meanwhile, we're told the investigation is in full swing. But think about this for a second. An entire department, supposedly working for the people, is now mired in scandal after scandal. And what are the consequences? A few people put on leave? A brief investigation? That's the problem. The system reacts with Band-Aid solutions while the core issue festers beneath the surface. But let's go even deeper. The real scandal isn't the trips, the relationships, or even the parties at the Department of Labor. The real scandal is that this is all happening while workers continue to suffer, while the labor market stumbles, while wages stagnate, while unemployment creeps up. The cracks are getting bigger, and yet all we're given are distractions. What happens when the distractions stop working? Let's talk about you. What does this mean for your life, for the lives of your friends, your family, your neighbors? The truth is, this system is failing you. And not just in a distant, abstract way, it's affecting you directly. Think about the rising costs, the wages that don't match up with the work you do, the increasing job insecurity. This isn't just theory. This is real. And it's happening right now, every day. You're living with the consequences of a broken system. One that's not designed to help you, but to keep those in power insulated from the very problems they've created. You feel it every time you pay a bill, every time you look at a paycheck that doesn't go far enough. You're living the result of these systemic failures. And the worst part? It's all happening while those in charge live a life of luxury, unaffected by the chaos they've allowed to unfold. The question is, how much longer can this go on? This isn't just happening in one department. This is bigger. The ripple effects of this corruption, this failure to uphold basic trust, are spreading far beyond American borders. The Department of Labor may seem like a domestic issue, but it's not. When the U.S. government falters in its role, it sends shockwaves through the global economy. Take a look at the growing instability in global markets. You don't think this incompetence, this corruption, this lack of accountability isn't felt elsewhere? Countries around the world are watching, and they're taking notes. The systemic collapse of American institutions isn't just a problem for Americans, it's a global one. And as the U.S. continues to struggle internally, the global community will feel the weight of that failure. The question isn't just about what happens next in the Department of Labor. The question is, how far-reaching will the consequences be? There are three possible futures from here, and none of them look good. Asterisk, asterisk, adjustment, asterisk, asterisk. A few reforms are made. The cracks are patched over. The system limps forward, attempting to restore some semblance of balance. But it's a facade. The core issues remain. Asterisk, asterisk, erosion, asterisk, asterisk. The rot deepens. The corruption spreads. The once functional institutions continue to break down, undermining public trust and stability. Eventually, the entire system could crumble under its own weight. Asterisk, asterisk, rupture, asterisk, asterisk, a complete breakdown. The system collapses entirely, triggering a seismic shift in how power is distributed, how governance functions. A new order may rise from the ashes, but the cost will be devastating. We can't predict which of these will unfold. But one thing is certain. The system is heading toward a breaking point. The real question is, how far we'll let it go before we reach the edge. The future of this system is hanging by a thread, and yet nothing is being done to stop it. The corruption, the failure, the erosion of trust, you're seeing it, you're living it. But will you act on it? Will you demand change before it's too late? Or will you let this cycle of failure continue unchecked? We have a choice. But time is running out. You can keep watching the news, distracted by the latest scandal, the next headline that tries to pull your attention away. Or you can dig deeper, start questioning the system, not just the surface. The truth is out there, but it won't come to you. It's up to you to find it. I'm Rachel Maddow, and if you want to understand what's really happening here, join me again. There's always more to uncover. Hit subscribe. And don't let the story end here. The next chapter is coming. Don't miss it.